Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Friday the 26th of January. So, Draghi managed to push the euro for a change, and yet Trump trumped him and suggested that a stronger dollar was he actually looked forward to a stronger dollar at some point. However, the markets have seen through that, I think, and we're pushing back hard at the moment, and already near enough two-thirds of yesterday's sell-off has come back on through the Asian session. So where to from here? Well, it may be that we just see running back towards the shoulders. The R1 there looks spot on to the shoulders there. If it pushes beyond that, well, we could be up to those previous highs, of course, but I think it might be a big ask, but who knows? Davos is still on, so we've still got the chance of seeing further speakers and further action from that. I did warn that yesterday that Trump was likely to say something yesterday afternoon, but wouldn't have expected he said what he said, but there we are. Who knows what he's going to say. Today we've got two key numbers coming out. We've got the GDP for the UK and GDP for the USA, and they're both the advanced figures, the first numbers, so they have a lot more effect on the markets. The first one on for the UK is at 9:30, the second at 1:30. So a couple of nice numbers there. Carney's supposed to be participating in a panel discussion. If only I could speak at this time in the morning. Titled Global Economic Outlook. So may get a bit of volatility from that, but there's a number of central bankers on that discussion. So we'll see. But at 2 o'clock we could see some sort of reaction to that meeting. Okay. So the euro dollar, as I said, got the potential for the shoulders at the moment. Looks bullish. The pound, similar picture, already pushing up higher here on the hourlies. Is a little point really showing too much more, but you can see how it's just done exactly very similar price action and very similar potential. Now, if it pushes up, I mean, it'll be interesting, particularly with the GDP data out later, to see just exactly what happens here, whether it does affect the pound. But at the moment, it's charging away. It may offer opportunities pulling back to the 8 o'clock pivots, of course. Dollar yen, if it gets too overbought, it may just retrace a little more, of course, on these markets. So you've got to be able to watch them, a bit careful, but just the way things are moving at the moment. So yen, again, push it, selling off through these levels. I keep on coming back to the weekly here because we're actually breaking out of that bigger triangle, or wedge pattern, should I say. So it's heading south towards the monthly 200 at this moment, possible, but certainly pushing already through quite a few of the points yesterday where it may have found support. Now off towards 4 hourly S3 again. So similar picture here. Back, I'm just looking from an hourly perspective. It's got the potential back for that for the lows. With all of these I've seen so far, there's a bit of a caveat. If they do start switching, just watch for the trends at the bottom of the levels there for a proper switch. But at the moment, as I say, they do look. It does look like the dollar's just selling strongly. Aussie dollar. There we go. Same. Similar picture. There's. It's just a case of whether we'll be able to get into some sort of trade this morning and trade this price action. Otherwise, we're going to be sitting waiting for some time. So it may be a patience game. So I'm just going to come straight down to the 60-minute here. And again, got the R1. We've got probably a bit more. I say a bit more, but there's the potential pushing through the R1 in terms of the shoulders, where the shoulders of these previous bars are. But of course, it could equally just as well push up to those previous highs. And finally, the Canadian dollar. Do you want to be trying to trade against some of these because they may be showing some divergence plays at some point? Possibly not in the current climate. Okay, and the Canadian dollars didn't have quite such a broad move yesterday, but it's doing similar picture here. There's, I mean, again, Again, the bodies here are actually a little bit lower through the S1, but as I say, the range wasn't quite such a big range. But there we go, similar picture there. So I would be, as I say, watching out for the GDP data at 9:30 for the UK, 1:30 for the US. That could, of course, the 1:30 figure switch things around a little bit if it came out absolutely fantastically brilliant. Otherwise, really looking at how we may get into a bit of this trend this morning, and just be wary in case any of them do reverse, or they probably all reverse at the same time. They're so well correlated at the moment with this very weak dollar. Have a great morning. Bye for now.